What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Croaked. It's been a few days, or like a few weeks, maybe even a month. I want to say thanks for all the views on last episode, especially. It performed very well. I'm very happy with that. So thanks to everybody who listened and tuned into that. But yeah, it's been a while. Just wanted to catch up with everybody and see what they're doing. So I guess we'll start with Joe. What have you been up to, man?
Pretty much the same old stuff. Just streaming good old Magic the Gathering. It's done right by me, so I'm trying to do right by it. Lately I've been streaming on a new free-to-play account. Wizards of the Coast likes to hemorrhage money from the players, but I'm trying to stick it to them and play Arena for free. I'm trying to get up to Mythic rank, which is the highest rank you can get for no dollars and no cents.
Been watching that here and there. It's been a wild ride.
Yeah, it's been interesting. It's definitely tough because they don't want you to play for free.
Yeah.
So the currency comes in droplets, but yeah, it's been interesting. I think, and the people who come by the stream are, intrigued. I think so.
Yeah,
it's been nice. I'm gonna try to make a couple like monthly videos just recapping the month because their seasons are just normal months. Like they have a February season, March season, so
that'll be good.
But yeah, that's about it. It takes up a lot of time and energy. Yeah. I'm still eating, but besides that, playing Magic.
Oh yeah, Magic's always a fun time, dude. I got into Magic late in the game, I guess, but I'm super into Magic now.
Yeah, well, and it's crazy. Like there's so many different aspects of it that you don't really have to even be that concerned with playing competitively.
Yeah.
To enjoy it, because like there's so much lore and artwork and just everything that goes into it. It's a good time. Just don't lose too much of your money because it's easy to do.
Oh God, yeah. Just as easy as Pokemon cards or anything else, really.
Yeah.
Let's take it over to my other main man, Adam. How you doing, man? What have you been up to?
Hey,
big vacation trip.
Oh yeah, I was just on vacation. I've been working for quite a while, so I was like, let me just take a little 1 month vacation. I went to Dubai and shit. Spent like a little gaming vacation, basically. Just like went to ComicCon. They had a ComicCon there, so I went to that. I saw a lot of overpriced shit. It is, and but it was fun to look at. It's like everything. I wanted to get everything, but then I'd be homeless. So I decided not to. But it was a fun time, man. It was a fun time there. We saw like Andy Serkis was there, Gollum, and also the guy David Harbour, the guy who plays Jim Hopper on Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah,
that's cool.
He's a pretty cool actor as well.
He's a cool guy, yeah, man. So that was fun and shit. And it was overall a good trip, man. Saw a lot of like stores that had like incredible gaming monitors and like keyboards and mouses. Like there's a lot of awesome technological shit when it comes to gaming there. So it was a good time for sure.
That's sweet. Was it mostly like American stuff, like as far as like the ComicCon?
Well, worldly, you got in Dubai. You got like it's like international, so it's like shit from Japan, shit from America, shit from, like it's just all over the world. Just great inventions that are like the best, the creme de la creme.
So, like, how much of it did you recognize? Was there like a lot of stuff that you were like kind of mind blown?
I'm mind blown by everything, honestly, because I don't know shit about PCs or like monitors, like the types, like I don't know much about that, but I still love like hearing shit that I don't even understand, like RTX graphics card, the fucking best, like there's like words that are insane that I might not even understand all of them because I'm not a PC gamer. I'm just a console gamer. I've been like that my entire life. Yeah. So, still, man, it was awesome to look at. Like the shit that's on display, you could try out. you know, any of the monitors. You could play a game on it. And especially in Comic-Con, what was awesome, dude, I played a couple of games that are like local developers, like local gaming developers would make.
Oh
And
wow.
it was really fun, actually, man. You know, this guy had like a Beat Saber type game, but with boxing instead of like the swords. And I did that one, and it was kind of fun,
Oh
actually.
damn.
Oh, that's
But it
cool.
was still like to music, or was it
Yeah, it's the
like
music.
against
You
another
had you
player?
could like pick songs, any song you want, and some songs are really hard, like go fast as fuck. Like you gotta be fucking like Muhammad Ali with the shit,
That's
or
dope.
like so it was fun. I tried that out. It was really fun, and like I beat the record. Fuck that shit up, you know. Mm.
What if they what if they reset it every time they get a new person there, and just to make them feel good? They drop it back down to like
Hell
100.
no. They write your name. They write your name on like a piece of paper and your like record. And there's a
Yeah.
bunch of local fucking dudes and chicks there that I beat. I was like, you're not gonna fuck
Wow.
with me.
Dude, VR's getting insane, man. People got the whole like body rigs where you can get like
Mm-hmm.
haptic feedback suits, and then you got like
Yeah.
the out like the what are they like can't even think of the word now. The treadmill looking things. They're like octagonal treadmill.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that you stand on. Yeah. There's
Yeah,
like
like,
movement.
but they don't have like a treadmill type functionality on them. There, it's like just a
Balls, they're like
like a
steel
circle.
balls.
Is it balls? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's balls. They rotate based on your movement.
That's a sound. That's a
Maybe.
sound bite right there.
I
Is it balls? I think it's balls.
think it's balls.
It's balls.
Got to be the balls.
I remember hearing something about people having like warehouses, like big open buildings and stuff, where they'd set up like VR sort
Mhm.
of not obstacle courses, but like an area to do VR
Yeah.
like in a huge space.
Oh yeah.
That was
I
pretty
mean,
crazy.
I like playing VR is fun and all, but like I can't get the most enjoyment out of it like in here in my
Mhm.
room alone.
Yeah.
Like even if I move everything out of the way and have a big like kind of open area, I'm still like hitting my hands on things.
Yeah, like the
I'm too
stalactites and
tall.
the stalagmites in your room that are just
Yeah, like I'm too tall.
constantly.
I'm hitting the light in my room, you know, like I'm lucky I've not knocked myself out or something.
Yeah.
Um but it's just hard to play. So like just setting it up and then playing for like 10 minutes is like I'm exhausted by the end of it because I'm like watching out for this wire that's connected to my headset, and then I'm
Yeah.
watching out for like it's just
And plus the anime titties in your face. It's like it's hard to focus.
yeah, man. Pornhub VR is like everywhere. You got to reposition yourself a lot. Like,
Oh, now they're over here. Oh god damn.
oh man.
Yeah, it's wild. I haven't done much VR, but what I have done, it's been sweet. All I remember from my few VR experiences, I was playing this war game once, and it's like pretty much just like Call of Duty. It's two sides. It's like a team deathmatch thing.
Yeah.
And we're on this bridge, and I couldn't figure out how to reload my gun. And this other guy in the game like comes up to me on my team, and he like picks up my gun for me and reloads it and hands it back to me.
Yeah, I've
I was
seen
like,
people on
wow.
TikTok walking around and like taking people's clips out of their gun and like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
try to get in a firefight and like they not have a clip in their gun. They get so angry.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed pretty involved.
Man, games are intense now, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Hogwarts Legacy was really good. I've played through. I've almost beat it. I'm a little behind from the end, but I'm very very close. It's
Yeah, I was watching you play some of that. It seemed cool. I don't have it yet, but
it's been a long while since I've had a game that's made me like that's like sucked me in and like I've actually wanted to like sit and play through it all the way through and like actually
oh
just
yeah.
suck myself into the game world a little. It's been a while since that's happened, so I've had fun with Hogwarts. It's really kept my interest. The story is not like what piques me. The story could be better, in my opinion, but
Mm.
the gameplay is where it's at. I love collecting things and side stories and like getting all the side stuff done. Like I'm all about stuff like that, and there's lots of that in Hogwarts.
Are you pretty like satisfied with there not being any sort of canonical stuff, like any Harry Potter type stuff? Like, is it still does
Well,
it still
there's
feel
a
cool?
lot of like small things if you're like really deep into
Hmm.
Harry Potter lore. Like the headmaster is Phineas Nigellus Black, who is in the books in I want to say Order of the Phoenix, maybe. He's they use Phineas Nigellus Black's portrait to relay
Oh
messages
yeah,
like where Harry Potter is to Snape.
right.
And it's like little things like that like if you're really into the lore of Harry Potter, then you'll know like things like that.
Yeah.
And
Spoiler
then
alert: Snape is actually kind of a good guy.
I
You never see it coming.
never saw that one from a million miles away. I can tell you that.
He's misunderstood. That's what it is.
I've watched the movies like 10 times. It surprises me every time.
I was a good guy all along.
I bet you thought I was evil. That's dope, though. You guys ride a hippogriff?
Yeah, you can get a hippogriff if you pre-order the game, which I didn't, but I bought the deluxe edition. You can get
A kestrel or
Thestral, yes, a Thestral.
Thestral?
You get a Thestral mount, which is pretty cool, but the Griffin just feels wilder when you're riding it. The Thestral is cool too, but it's like, I don't know. I like riding the broom overall, though, I think.
For a skeletal death donkey, he's pretty tame, huh?
Oh, yeah. He doesn't do much.
He just doesn't do it for me, that Thestral. When he gets between my legs, there's just nothing.
Gosh. They're talking about making another Harry Potter movie based off of the Cursed Child and bringing back, the original cast, and I think that would be awesome because a lot of people, I don't know, a lot of people did not like the Fantastic Beasts movie. I thought they were pretty good.
I never saw him.
I liked them just because I love, Harry Potter and I love the world and stuff. And I can really get into things like Harry Potter, Star Wars, things like that. I can suck up any sort of lore with it and go.
Yeah, you're a lore sucker, yeah.
I'm a lore sucker.
I get it.
Here to suck the lore out of you. Look into my lore, sucker.
It's good to see, like, not like vice versa. Like, even like, it's good to see movies have good game adaptations. Just the same as it is to have good games have good movie or show adaptations. Like, Last of Us was in my opinion really good.
Yeah, I liked it. Actually, I haven't watched the last episode, so actually I don't really care about spoilers. You can spoil it, but a spoiler alert to anyone listening in case we do, mention anything. Okay, proceed.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched the entire show. I liked the first episode of The Last of Us, but I wanted to like give it a chance and not judge it instantly. So I would like watch the entire thing. And like yesterday, I saw the finale, and it was just rushed all the way through. Like it felt so rushed, and it felt like it was trying to. I don't know. I guess a lot of people love it, you know. I have like a bit of a unpopular opinion that I didn't like it, man. I just thought it was like everything was ripped from the game, and there was nothing that made it stand out and be unique on its own, except for Bella Ramsey's acting and Pedro Pascal, which was amazing. I mean, it speaks for itself. They were like amazing. Their acting was incredible. But still, I'm just talking about like I don't know. For me personally, it felt stale compared to the game. The game was just like if I wanted to uh, make a friend try out The Last of Us, I'd be like, play the game and don't watch the show.
Right.
Or at least play the game first.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. Like, play the game.
And then watch the show so you can hate it like me.
Even if
I-
they're not a gamer, I'd be like, become a gamer and play the game. Just don't watch the show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it all right, but I agree it did feel rushed, but I think that was because it was a limited series run with a certain budget, and they didn't know if they were going to have another season at all, so they had to fit all the important parts of the game that were like important to the story, at least like the biggest parts. And they had to cram that all from like a 12 to 20 hour game, depending on how you play. Cram that all into a limited HBO
Was it
series with 9 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say 8 or 9 episodes.
Yeah, they had to
And they're what, like not even an hour or like a little over an hour?
Yeah, some of it, like I think 2 or 3 of them, like 2 or 3 were an hour long, right at an hour or just under an hour. And one was like an hour and a half, and the rest were like 40-30 minutes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny, some of the scenes like in the earlier episodes, they did feel very video gamey. Where it was like, okay, you talk to this guy, and then and then this happens, and you have to walk out here. Yeah, it was funny
for sure.
Yeah.
Like that one scene when Joel and Ellie are like they first come into that town where there's people, like when they first start driving out and they run into the first group of people, and they like get shot at, and then the guy when he bursts in the back door, like that felt so video gamey, like like quick time event, like press A to shoot the guy,
One moment that stood out to me that's like that was like in the very last episode, I believe. But Joel is like, they're walking through, and it's like literally copied like exactly from the game. But they're walking, and I was wondering if they were ever going to do the boost up thing from the game, where you always have to boost somebody up a ledge or something. And like he walks over, he's like, "There's a ladder up here," and he like does the whole scene. They do the whole scene from the game like almost exactly. I was like, they did they did the thing. Yeah,
Exactly.
That was hilarious. But
you know what puzzles me about it though? That something that puzzles me about the show so much is, you see, there's like a couple of scenes just dedicated to Joel doing drugs, like, or like he had like, no, he didn't. He sold drugs, and he used to drink. He used to drink heavily, but he sold drugs. Those two things we didn't see in the game, so they just made up in the show. And like, I thought they were gonna dive into
the game, but you didn't really.
Really, because I didn't really get to that, but I don't know. I guess I thought they were gonna do something more too. Like, but that David episode was a good episode. That wasn't a bad episode. Just because Bellarami's acting was great in it.
Yeah.
It was a good show, but I don't know. I just don't think the show is what 9.7 or something like that. It's fucking crazy high rated.
Yeah.
Just don't think it's
a lot of that's also to do with we have not gotten a good video game, show or movie really up until like Sonic came out and everybody was like, "Oh God, he looks ugly," and then the studio actually listened and fixed the problem, and then made it an actually somewhat decent movie. It wasn't like terrible.
Now, if they could have put Sonic in The Last of Us, that would have really made it.
Exactly. Yeah. But then you have examples like Halo, where it flopped completely. It just did horrible. I mean, even the fans were like I see comments all the time of people asking like, why couldn't why couldn't Halo gotten the Last of Us treatment? That sucks.
Well, and we already have Red versus Blue. Like, we don't really need a Halo show. That's already covered.
Exactly. That's all you ever need is Red versus
Dude, that show was so funny.
Yeah, Red versus Blue was classic, man. Classic. Machinima stuff, which Machinima shut down and deleted all of the content on the channel and wiped a bunch of stuff from the internet for permanently, pretty much.
Am I misremembering, or was Red versus Blue on Netflix at some point? Or
it's on Netflix, I believe. It might still be. I'm not sure. But they had some sort of deal, and they put it all on Netflix there. And then they did a deal with Fortnite like last year, where they had a red versus blue crossover. And they did like they brought red versus blue back and did like an advertisement for Fortnite having the Halo crossover thing.
Wow.
And like they did a whole red versus blue episode. Basically, that was an advertisement for the Fortnite crossover. Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
For any of you listening who don't know about red versus blue, go check it out. It's just like a Halo. I mean, I'm assuming it's all shot like in game, right? Like that was kind of the thing.
Yeah.
It's a show that's like shot in a Halo game, like in the multiplayer game. So like all the video is gameplay. So pretty funny.
Absolutely classic internet lore.
Yeah. Yeah, that's in the vault.
Okay, so this is a segment of the show that we wanted to start where we take ChatGPT, we put in a funny prompt, and we read it out like basically like a stage play. So we're going to do some crossovers, and we're going to give everybody a character to read and read it out for everybody. So here we go. Okay. So the prompt we put in today was write an episode of Seinfeld where SpongeBob gets lost in a spooky part of New York before being saved by Kramer. So I'm going to do SpongeBob. I will give Kramer to Joe.
Okay.
Adam, you do Jerry and George. Joe, you do the narration.
All right.
Okay, are we ready?
Ready.
All right.
Act 1. SpongeBob lost in the spooky part of New York. The episode opens with SpongeBob on a mission to deliver a Krabby Patty to a customer in the spooky part of New York. SpongeBob is nervous about going to this part of the city, but he is determined to complete this task. As he walks down the dimly lit street, SpongeBob realizes he is lost.
Oh no! I think I'm lost.
SpongeBob looks around and sees a creepy-looking building in the distance.
Maybe I could ask for directions here.
SpongeBob walks towards the building, but quickly realizes that it's abandoned and spooky.
Oh, this place gives me the creeps. I need to find someone to help me.
Suddenly, Kramer appears out of nowhere and startles SpongeBob. Hey there, little guy. What brings you to this part of town?
Oh, thank goodness. I'm lost, and I need to find my way to my customer's place.
No problem, buddy. I know this area like the back of my hand. Follow me. Act 2. The mysterious druid reveals himself. Kramer leads SpongeBob to a small apartment building and tells him that he can rest there for the night.
Oh, thank you so much, Kramer. You're a lifesaver.
No problem, pal. Just doing my good deed for the day. As SpongeBob settles into his temporary home, he hears strange noises outside his window. He looks outside and sees a cloaked figure walking towards him.
Oh no. Who's that?
The figure approaches SpongeBob and removes his cloak, revealing himself to be Frank Costanza.
Mr. Costanza, what are you doing here?
I'm here to help you, SpongeBob. See, I've been testing these riddles I've created, and you're the perfect candidate.
Riddles? What riddles?
Riddles that'll help you free Jerry and George.
Jerry and George? What happened to them?
They were trying to solve my riddles and got trapped in my puzzle room.
Frank Costanza's puzzle room.
Frank's puzzle room.
Can you imagine?
All right. That's the new name for this segment.
Frank's puzzle room.
Act 3. Solving Frank's riddles. SpongeBob and Kramer follow Frank to his puzzle room where they find Jerry and George trapped inside.
SpongeBob, you gotta help get us out of here. Yeah, we've been stuck here for hours.
Not so fast. First, you must solve my riddle.
Frank presents SpongeBob and his friends with a series of challenging riddles, which they must solve to free Jerry and George.
This one's tricky, but I think I have the answer.
And this one's a piece of cake. After solving the riddles, the group finally frees Jerry and George from the puzzle room.
Thank you, SpongeBob. I don't know how we could have done it without you. Yeah, you saved us.
Oh, it was nothing. I'm just glad we could all work together to solve Frank's riddles.
As the group heads back to their respective homes, they all realize that even in the spookiest parts of New York, there's always someone willing to help.
Aw.
Jesus.
Those stuff is fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, if I could call that story one thing, I'd call it spooky.
I'd call it something, that's for sure.
God, Frank's puzzle room is gonna crack me up for the next couple of days.
A piece of my puzzle room.
Good lord. God. Seinfeld is
You think you can handle my puzzle room?
Seinfeld works good in any situation. It's such a legendary piece of media. It can fit so well into perfect comedy of any sort. I was gonna say Seinfeld was offered like $5 million an episode to keep it going, but he turned it down. Would have been
I'm glad.
$110 million or something like that.
I'm glad they ended it when they did. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's like I'm a big fan of The Office, and like I think all of the episodes of The Office are funny, but like the diminishing returns as the seasons went on were very noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad Seinfeld was able to go out on a high note.
Yeah, they all had weird paths after Seinfeld went off the
Yeah,
air.
for sure.
They were trying to clasp onto the Seinfeld hype, and they gave Michael Richards his own show. They called it the Michael Richards Show, but he didn't play
Oh,
a
yeah.
character named Michael Richards. He played Vic Nardoza.
Yeah.
And then
They didn't even give him like the same like first name, like the Andy Griffith Show, or like
yeah,
something like
then
that.
like Jason Alexander had Bob Patterson, which was like a similar kind of, I guess, concept, but like executed differently or something. I don't know. I only seen like some clips of it here and there. Then Julia did some show called Watching Ellie, where it was like kind of similar to the 24's premise, where like everything that was happening in the show was happening in like real time and like a span of like 20 minutes or something like that.
Well, then she got on Veep too, which was huge.
Yeah,
so
Veep, and I think the New Adventures of Old Christine performed pretty well for what it was. I never
she's
watched
so
much
good.
of it, but yeah, she's a pretty in high demand actor still.
Yeah.
For, yeah. Crazy to think that. She was
Like
in
all of her scenes in Seinfeld just seem so natural.
Oh
Like
yeah.
like especially when she laughs or is like messing with somebody or comes upon like news.
Yeah,
like it's always seems super natural.
For sure. She's a really good actor. She was in was it Christmas Vacation or something like that? It's like that.
Really?
One of the
I don't remember
one of
that.
the angry neighbors.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Wasn't she like foreign? She was like European or something. Am I thinking of somebody else?
Maybe. I can't remember. But they were like,
wasn't she a foreigner or something?
They were like their rich neighbors, and they were like, they hated that they had so many lights on and stuff.
Oh right, they weren't foreign; they were just rich.
Yeah. Same difference.
I get that confused all the time. Man, we have to do that for a few more episodes.
Yeah, we'll get the formula down a little better, and we'll get it going eventually.
Yeah, it was fun to do. I mean, when we listen back to it, maybe it'll be horrible.
Yeah. It's gonna sound like a John Boy and Billy's Playtime or some shit.
Yeah, that's a deep cut.
For you Southerners out there, that one's for you.
I heard I just heard the sound of several distant spittoons.
Yeah.
Yahoo!
You hear that, Pappy? That's what we should do is have a show on AM radio.
Ham radio, yeah.
Get the real fans. None of this podcast nonsense.
We could get our show on one of those like weird free cable boxes that people sell at the mall.
Oh yeah.
get a like antenna channel somewhere. Anybody who buys an antenna at Walmart to have some basic cable channels, they'll have us on 24/7.
Yeah. But they don't realize it's like some sort of weird live broadcast. We're constantly just sitting there.
Yeah.
It's just a camera. Even when we're not like talking as a group, we're just playing video games and stuff. And they see us. There's a bunch of people watching us on mall cable.
We're playing at a mall kiosk as the example video.
Oh yeah, Adam, I meant to ask what did you play any games when you said you went on vacation to that ComicCon thing and there were just like games to play. Did you play any games where you had to crane your neck up vertically up to a TV screen like in fucking Walmart?
Right. Nah, it
Did
was
you get the full experience?
Wasn't really like that. They had like they actually had it set up like interesting. Like it was everybody had their own space and had their own monitor to like showcase their game.
Nice.
It was kind of dope, man. It was kind of nice. It wasn't like just some random things on display.
Yeah.
It was just like everybody had their own chair, their own booth, like for people to try it out, for people to check out the new game. So it was like giving people an opportunity to showcase their talent in gaming, and that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Sorry, when you said everybody had their own chair, I just pictured like everyone at the Comic-Con had their own chair, and like they were just walking around like crab walking with it behind, like ready to sit down at any moment.
Yeah. Everybody has to carry
I want to try this game.
Weird, uncomfortable hotel ballroom chair that doesn't fold or anything. It's like,
weirdly heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, super heavy.
Yeah.
Way
it's got,
too
like ugly floral cushions on it.
Yeah. You can't grab it at a comfortable angle. Like you can't grab it and hold it a comfortable way.
Yeah.
It's like impossible.
Yeah. And it's got like decorative, like the feet are decorative and they like kind of stick out, so they're hitting other people as you walk by and like catching on each other and like hooking the chairs.
Clang it once every few seconds.
Yeah. And then the venue is like gravel. It's like outside gravel, and then you just try to like sit down and it just sinks in.
Man, them festivals get pretty wild with the costumes, man. People have a costume that goes all out and like they'll absolutely wreck someone's display.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you were telling me about you went to an event recently.
Yeah, I went to a convention that was kind of like a collector's. Well, it is a collector's showcase. It was like a lot of collector's toys, vintage stuff, comic books, stuff like that. And there was a lot of people there who sold their artwork and sold, comics that they made themselves. And there's a lot of people there in cosplay. And there was a lot of people. I keep saying there was a lot of people, but there was a lot of people dressed like Ghostbusters. And one of them specifically had this huge proton pack on their back, and it's the pipe sticking out of it, like for the blaster that's attached to it or whatever, like was sticking out like at a certain angle out of her back, like so far. And like when she walked through this narrow corridor of like tables, like it grabbed onto this dude in front of me's artwork stand and like just drug it all and flung it all on the ground, and like they had to sit there, like I had to help them like pick it up and shit, and like it was just so awkward.
Yeah, that I wouldn't even know what to do at that point if I was that guy.
Yeah.
Because like it's hard at a place like that where you're supposed to welcome people cosplaying and doing their own thing, but it's like you have to be responsible and know that if you bring a costume like that, you got to be careful.
Yeah. Especially in like the narrower spots, like you can't just be like la-di-da-di-da skipping through, like flailing your shoulders back and forth.
Naruto running through the narrow corridor.
But yeah, like when it happened, the guy was like his eyes were so wide, his mouth dropped like so wide, like it was insane.
You could just see it toppling in front of you. You're like, oh no.
Yeah, he said, slow motion.
Secretly, you're like, okay, thank God it wasn't mine.
Yeah, exactly.
That sucks though, because your booth wouldn't have been that much as far as like artwork or like hanging stuff up, right? Like I know you have merch, but
yeah, I've got
like that sucks that if he was like had actual drawings or paintings or
it was all like artwork that he had done in his comic books that he like prints off himself and stuff.
The guy just has a deep-seated hatred for Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
you never watch it.
These damn Ghostbusters and their proton packs.
What do you think is the most like overdressed cosplay in conventions like that?
Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah.
Ghostbusters.
I saw a lot of Poison Ivies.
Are pretty high up there.
Yeah.
Say Ghostbusters.
Stormtroopers maybe.
That one thing. I was kind of surprised how many fucking Genshin Impact cosplays I saw.
Yeah.
It was way too much. Like it was more than anything else. More than Sims. More than fucking Ghostbusters. More than Star Wars shit.
More than Link.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some other good ones. Like, if it was just like several years ago, earlier, I would say The Crow.
Can't rain all the time.
Yeah, there's an episode of South Park where Satan holds his birthday or whatever, and he tells everybody, he's like, nobody come dressed as the Crow.
I don't think I've seen that one. Is it because Satan wants to come dressed as the Crow, or?
He's like, because every year some douche who wants to get all the ladies comes dressed as the Crow and tries to act all emotional, and it's just not cool.
Oh, that's our next. That's got to be our next ChatGPT thing.
The Crow.
Our next. I can't believe it's not canon. Is Jerry is the Crow? It'll be similar to that episode where George tells him not to be funny, and then he like gets the girl anyway.
Yeah. That's a good episode.
Yeah, that would be good.
Love that episode.